right, welcome everyone to your weekly dose of 212, where you're going to get some extra training, inspiration, motivation, and tips every single time. If you're new here, if this is your first 212, put first in the chat. But here we just kind of turn it up an extra degree so we can get your water from steaming to boiling water. Okay, so we can power our train. This is why this is called 212. So welcome to the bullet train. All aboard the bullet train. Here's our vision mission statement where we empower and equip consultants for success, and inspired by the magic of the red ruby slippers, we embrace the truth that you, my friends, had the power all along. You just had to learn it for yourself. And here we love and appreciate you for who you are, and welcome to the number one team in all four categories. 2 more days and we should find out where we ended up in January. So stay tuned for that update. If you're new here, you want to hear the story of the bullet train, the red ruby slippers, you want to hear all of that, just scan this QR code and it will take you to that as well. And also, if you're new, you will have access to our first, our number one success system, our DMO system, our calendar. If you need access to the calendar, go ahead and scan this. It will take you to a form, and you want to ask your recruiter upline for the password. But the password is the same as it is for boards. So if you need boards, if you're mostly working from your phone, you can use the free version of boards. It's going to save you so much time on the go with using boards as well. So go ahead and take a screen recording of this as well. So if you're looking for extra accountability, which who doesn't, and you want to join a specific time that you know you do your work at, whether it's super early in the morning, after work, during the day, you want to join one of these accountability groups. It helps to get together and work. So which accountability group do you represent? Put it in the chat. I am the coffee crew. And then Monday, we're going to continue our training. We're on to training number 3. So come join us Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to dive deeper into how to run those virtual parties, how to use the calendar. And then the 8 p.m. call is locked for our advanced directors only. All right, new consultants, seasoned consultants, we would love to have you be part of our director team. If you're in your first 90 to 180 days, you have access to a $100 cash bonus and a $400 cash bonus to help you earn your red ruby slippers, which will be given out to my first 3 lines. I cannot see past those lines, but obviously you're still part of this team. We're on a mission to grow our director team by 200 to get to 200 by the end of the year. What are some benefits? Whether it's ruby slippers from me or gifts from your executive leaders, you get extra cash, extra incentive trip points, a huge discounts. You are going to be recognized on that stage at conference. My favorite part is to watch all these new directors cross the stage. You get 250 paper chef dollars, which you then can use to register for conference for free. You get to attend exclusive leadership retreats. We're going to talk about one in a second. And products, right? Did you guys see all those directors post that? So if you want to be part of the 200 Director Club, drop 200, we would love to have you join this exclusive group. All right, just reach out to your upline and they can help you do that. So we just came back from our leadership retreat. So if you were there, comment be the one. We just got together with over 100 of our directors. So again, thank you to all of you guys who took the time away from your family for a weekend and joined us in Williamsburg, Virginia. And funny story, I just ordered groceries with Instacart and it said delivered, but they were delivered to the hotel in Virginia. So I forgot to change the address, but just wanted to tell this funny story just happened. So anyways, if you want to join us next time, this happens once a year, February, same place, same time next year. We would love to help have you. And those that are already directors, we want to crown you with your blue ears and help you become a advanced director as well. So as you can see, we're helping you grow, grow, grow. We like to help people grow. That's what we do. All right. Our vision for this year is hashtag everyone deserves a chance to fly. Together we are unlimited. We're taking our Wizard of Oz theme and kind of adding a little bit of Wicked and mixing those two, which they are. They go kind of together. But if you want to hear more details about that specifically, you can check out this QR code as well. Our new merch is here. Just wearing my new hoodie I just got, the red one. I saw many of you guys best wear the sweatpants. Everybody loves the sweatpants. They're super stretchy and comfy. But if you want to deck yourself out in some Bullet Train merch, you can check out the QR code as well. So, all right, let's kick it off with some personal development. And I think, Cindy, you're reading to us today, right?
I am.
All right, it's all you.
Okay. How to reprogram your brain to enjoy hard habits. You can make hard habits more attractive if you can learn to associate them with a positive experience. Sometimes all you need is a slight mindset shift. For instance, we often talk about everything we have to do in a given day. You have to wake up early for work. You have to make another sales call for your business. You have to cook dinner for your family. Now imagine changing just one word. You don't have to, you get to. You get to wake up early for work. You get to make another sales call for your business. You get to cook dinner for your family. By simply changing one word, you shift the way you view each event. You transition from seeing these behaviors as burdens and turn them into opportunities. The key point is that both versions of reality are true. You have to do those things, and you also get to do them. We can find evidence for whatever mindset we choose. I once heard a story about a man who uses a wheelchair. When asked if it was difficult being confined, he responded, "I'm not confined to my wheelchair. I am liberated by it. If it wasn't for my wheelchair, I would be bedbound and never be able to leave my house." This shift in perspective completely transformed how he lived each day. Reframing your habits to highlight their benefits rather than their drawbacks is a fast and lightweight way to reprogram your mind and make a habit seem more attractive. Exercise. Many people associate exercise with being a challenging task that drains energy and wears you down. You can just as easily view it as a way to develop skill. I'm busy. You can just as easily view it as a way to develop skills and build you up. Instead of telling yourself, "I need to go run in the morning," say, "It's time to build endurance and get fast." Finance. Saving money is often associated with sacrifice. However, you can associate it with freedom rather than limitation. If you realize one simple truth, living below your current means increases your future means. The money you save this month increases your purchasing power next month. Meditation. Anyone who has tried meditation for more than 3 seconds knows how frustrating it can be when the next distraction inevitably pops into your mind. You can transform frustration into delight when you realize that each interruption gives you a chance to practice returning to your breath. Distraction is a good thing because you need distraction to practice meditation. Pre-game jitters. Many people feel anxious before delivering a big presentation or competing in an important event. They experience quicker breathing, a faster heart rate, heightened arousal. If we interpret these feelings negatively, then we feel threatened and tense up. If we interpret these feelings positively, then we can respond with fluidity and grace. You can reframe, "I am nervous," to, "I am excited and I'm getting an adrenaline push to help me concentrate." These little mind shifts, set shifts aren't magic, but they can help change the feelings you associate with a particular habit or situation. If you want to take it a step further, you can create a motivational ritual. You simply practice associating your habits with something you enjoy. Then you can use the cue whenever you need a bit of motivation. For instance, if you always play the same song before having sex, then you will begin to link the music with the act. Whenever you want to get in the mood, just press play. Ed Lattimore, a boxer and writer from Pittsburgh, benefited from a similar strategy without knowing it. "Odd realization," he wrote. "My focus and concentration goes up just by putting my headphones on while writing. I don't even have to play music anymore." Without realizing it, he was conditioning himself. In the beginning, he put his headphones on, played some music he enjoyed, and did focused work. After doing it 5, 10, 20 times, putting his headphones on became a cue that he automatically associated with increased focus. The craving followed naturally. Athletes use a similar strategy to help themselves in the mindset to perform. During my baseball career, I developed a specific ritual of stretching and throwing before the game. The whole sequence took about 10 minutes, and I did it the same every single time. While it physically warmed me up, more importantly, it put me in the right mental state. I began to associate my pregame ritual with feeling competitive and focused. Even if I wasn't motivated beforehand, by the time I got done with my ritual, I was in game mode. You can adapt this strategy for nearly any purpose. Say you want to feel happier in general. Find something that makes you truly happy, like petting your dog or taking a bubble bath, and then create a short routine that you perform every time before you do the thing you love. Maybe you take 3 deep breaths and smile. Take 3 deep breaths, smile, pet the dog, repeat. Eventually, you'll begin to associate this breath and simple routine with being in a good mood. It becomes a cue that means feeling happy. Once established, you can break it out anytime you need to change your emotional state. Stressed at work, take 3 deep breaths and smile. Sad about life, take 3 deep breaths and smile. Once a habit has been built, the cue can prompt a craving, even if it has little to do with the original situation. The key to finding and fixing the cause of your bad habits is to reframe the associations you have about them. It's not easy, but if you can reprogram your predictions, you can transform a hard habit into an attractive one.
Thank you, Cindy. You don't have to, you get to. Write that down. You don't have to, you get to. I think we all need that reminder. So I highlighted that big on my notes. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Great book for sure if you need to work on some new habits and fix old habits, right? So, all right. So let's move on to our testimony. I finally got to meet her at our leadership retreat. I was like, oh, you're a lot shorter than I thought you were. But that's what happens when you actually get to meet people and you see the bottom half of their bodies, right? So anyway, so excited for you guys to hear from one of our fairly newest, still a new consultant. Anybody in their first 12 months is considered a new consultant at Pamper Chaff. So Bobby joined in May of 2024. So almost to a year. So in her first, like 6 months, she made like $7,000. That's what she made last year. Not too bad, right? And she promoted to director, earned her fast track rewards, cash bonuses, and so on. And she just attended her first leadership event. She's going to go to conference. And I think I love your accent too. She's West Virginia accent. So anyway, so Bobby's going to tell us a little bit about her and then share her best success tips with you guys. So you, Bobby, you here?
I'm here.
Go ahead, girl.
Okay, well, Claudia already introduced me, but my name's Bobby. I'm a mom of 4 amazing kids, and I've been married to my wonderful husband for almost 10 years. Of course, I live here in West Virginia, as Claudia said, and like most moms, I spent years as a stay-at-home mom taking care of my family, but always wanted something for me. I tried other retail places. It just didn't work. Worked at a hospital for 20 years. My mom got sick when I was pregnant with my last child, so now I'm a stay-at-home mom. Um, Something that gave me purpose outside of motherhood while still allowing me to present for my children. That's when Pamper Chef came into my life. I joined on May 31st of 2024 after seeing my recruiter, Claudia, post about a free kit offer. She had asked me multiple times before if I would like to become a consultant, but I always said no. This time something told me to just do it. I'm so glad I did. Oh, wait a minute. I lost my track. Sorry. I hit the ground running and promoted to fast track director in like 2 months. Then in January of this year, so I had the proudest moment yet. I promoted my first director. Seeing my team grow has been one of the most rewarding parts of the journey. Now, let me be honest. I've sold, like I said, other things before, never made a real profit. But with Pamper Chef, I finally found something that worked. I've been able to contribute financially to our family, build an amazing community, and bring to myself and my husband that I can do this. My top success is I do DMOs every day consistently. Even small actions daily leads to big results, and always follow the calendar. Do every step, because if you don't, you won't be successful. I have found out. This business has truly changed my life, and I love helping others see what's possible when you go all in. If you think about giving it a try, go for it, because you'll never know where it might take you. And you guys are truly like family. Thank you.
Oh, we love you.
I think Bobby, you did such an amazing job.
We love you, Bobby.
Awesome job. So good.
Thank you.
So
Great
good.
job.
That was so awesome.
Great job, Bobby.
Lots of
Thank
love
you.
in the comments for you, Bobby. So, yes, congratulations on all your success and finding a new family you didn't know you needed, or an additional one, I guess, right? For some of us might be new, but an additional family for sure. So,
You never
yeah,
can
and
have too big of a family.
that's true. That's true. The Italian agrees with that. So yeah. So thank you for that. And this is just her first 6 months, right? So if you are new or if you're looking to restart, imagine where you can be 6 months from now just by doing those tips that Bobby shared. Never miss a day, right? Never miss a day. Do the calendar every day and show up consistently. So awesome. Thanks, Bobby. All right, so let's do some recognition. It's finally time to do our 2024 year-end recognition. Okay, so congratulations. Take a screenshot right here. But this also went out in your email. As long as you're in the first 3 lines, you get a newsletter from me as well. So take a screenshot of this. On the top left, you will see our top 20 teams, our top 20 organizational teams on the left. So put it in the chat. Which team do you belong to? And give yourself a shout out and take a screenshot. I'm not going to go through and read every name. You can see it, right? And then you also see our highest recruiters here, our top 20 as far as recruiter and bringing on those new team members, right? And then on the far right, you also see those that it's one thing to, right, bring on new consultants. It's a whole nother thing to help you guys get 12, 15 sales and qualify and get you off to a strong start. So congratulations if you made this list. This is out of 2,000 consultants. Okay, so that is pretty exclusive, I would say. So scream it from the rooftop, share it on your team pages. This is, yes, Katie, the top 1% of the bullet train. And yeah, maybe you were close and you're like, you can take a screenshot, or you can take a screenshot and say, what would it take to be in the top 20 of the bullet train team next year, right? So that's how you get there, is by setting those goals that maybe seem unattainable, but maybe you were really close. So, and let's give it up for our Disney achievers. So these are all of our people. Again, only the first 3 lines. I cannot see past the 4th line. Hopefully you'll get recognized by your directors further down. But congratulations to all of our exciting consultants that have earned a trip to Disney for 2 or 4. And they are going to travel in June of this year to go to Disney. And right now we're in the midst, already starting really strong to help you earn a trip to one of our cruises. So which cruise do you have your eyes set on? Put it in the chat and let me know. All right, so I'm going to skip over a couple slides. I'm going to go to one, then I'll come back here because I want to go to this first to make sure we have enough time here. But how many of you guys have heard of Mel Robbins' new book, Let Them? Okay, it's like and it's green. I feel like it's our calling. It's got the whole Wicked thing going here. I feel like it was meant to be, right? So we're going to talk about this if you have not grabbed it. But I don't care if you don't sell anything ever with Pampered Chef again. This is like the personal development book, and I think the things that people need when you get overwhelmed, when you're worried about other people's opinions, when you're worried about what they think or what other people do. So I kind of shared my obsession with all of you guys, and I think Andrea is totally hooked. So I said, Andrea, let's train on this a little bit. And Andrea said, let's do it. So, Andrea, you here?
I am with my positive duck.
Oh, yay! Tell them about the duck. Some people might not
Oh
know about
gosh.
the duck.
Well, I'm ducking awesome is the biggest thing. We are all ducking awesome. There was even like a little duck dance. It was very cute. Yeah. Love it, love it. So it says, I may be a tiny duck, but I believe in you. Do your thing. You're ducking awesome. And look how cute it is. All right. Well, I'm super stoked to talk about this Let Them book because I just believe in this thing so stinking much. It's like it's kind of taken over my life a little bit, but in like the best ways possible. So, first of all, it's not like a new concept to let things go, right? But this book takes it to the next level. So I don't have like a fun slideshow or anything because Claudia asked me to do this like this morning and I worked today. So, but I did put together some words, obviously. So I'm just going to kind of chat with you guys. So, okay. So let me first say that when I first listened to this book, so I really love Mel Robbins in general, and I love listening to her podcast. And I pre-ordered this book on Audible back in like December. And I started listening to it as the moment that I was able to get my hands like on it, and she reads it. So if you guys are like, oh, I'm not really one that like reads a book, listen to it because she reads the book and she puts so much like emotion into her words and into her stories and everything that it makes you feel like she's in the room with you. And I just love it. I'm obsessed. So with that being said, when I started listening to it, I also felt like, oh my God, I need to have the physical copy in my hands as well, because I needed to I felt like I wanted to highlight everything that she was saying so that I could kind of go back to it. And then of course it wasn't available at all anywhere. And so I waited like 4 weeks. And by that point I was already done listening to the book. And then I just like went back and started highlighting some key things. And that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. So go with me on this. I'm going to kind of go back and forth here, but so like I said, it's not a new concept to let things go, but with this book, it really does take you to the next level. So it makes you take ownership of your own actions and your reactions. So yeah, I don't want to go too off topic, but we talked a lot about this at the retreat, and there's a lot of people, who there's a lot of things that go on in our day-to-day lives. And I think that it's easy to just let it consume you rather than taking action and like really separating yourself from it somehow to make yourself better. So saying let it go for me was always something that felt like unfinished, no closure, right? So I'll just give you an example. When I lived with my mother-in-law, she kept saying that she would make room for us. Then she didn't. The girls at the spa, when they were slow and needed new clients, but didn't actually advertise themselves. When my husband says that he wants to like bulk up and eat more protein and he wants to meal prep, but then like eats out every day. Okay, so I'm a fixer. So when these things happen around me, I want to fix. I want to help. I want to make things happen. So, like for instance, calling the junk man to get a quote, doing social media posts for other people in my spa to help them, to meal prep lunches for the week, only to have them sit there. So uh, with that being said, so I went back, like after I started listening to this book, I went back to my notes on my phone when I first heard about this book, and it sounded familiar. So I had saved a clip from 2017 in a different book from Brene Brown called Rising Strong. This is another one I highly recommend. And in the book, she says, "Do you believe we are doing the best we can? It doesn't mean that we stop helping people set goals or stop expecting them people to grow and change. It means we stop respecting and evaluating based on what we think people should accomplish and start respecting them for who they are and holding them accountable for what they're actually doing. It means we stop loving people for who they could be and start loving them for who they are. Now, another part of this book that had hit me a little bit differently as well is that she goes on to say in this Brene Brown, she had talked about going on a work trip, and was worried about what her family was going to have for dinner while she was gone. And so she was stressing about this. So she spent like countless hours prepping lasagnas and freezing them. Well, lo and behold, she got back she opened up her freezer and all of the lasagnas were still in there. So her husband had said, oh, well, gosh, we must have forgotten about them and they just ate out instead. So this spoke to me. I know it sounds silly, but sometimes we make up stories in our head of what we hope would happen and try to do too much. And it just stresses us out even more. So here we go. Stop it. Ain't nobody got time for that, okay? So I'm going to read you just a few little things from the actual book. So this one is at the very beginning of it, and it says, stop wasting your life on things you can't control. Okay, so the problem isn't you. The problem is the power you unknowingly give to other people. Sorry. Lost my track. Okay, so to stop wasting your time, your energy, and your happiness trying to control things you can't control, like other people's opinions, moods, or actions, and instead focus on things that you can control, which is you. Okay, when you stop managing everyone else and you realize you only have you'll realize you only have the power you thought you unknowingly were giving away to begin with. The let them theory is about freedom. Two simple words, let them. It will free you from the burden of trying to manage other people. When you stop obsessing over what other people think, say, or do, you will finally have the energy to focus on your own life. You stop reacting and start living. The truth is, other people hold no real power over you unless you give it to them. Okay, here's why it works. When you stop trying to control things that aren't in your control, you stop wasting your energy. You reclaim your time, your peace of mind, and your focus. You realize that your happiness is tied to your actions, not somebody else's behavior, opinions, or mood. The Let Them book is about you. Your time, your energy, because these are the most precious resources that we have. And the more that you let people be who they are, you feel, or let them feel how they feel and think the way that they think, the better relationships you will have. When you finally stop giving your power to other people, you'll see how much power you truly have. Now, second part of this is the detachment theory. So detach from things that you can't control and say, let me. So there's two parts of this book, the let them and the let me. The let me focuses on my goals, my beliefs, and things that I can control. So, so detachment theory teaches us how to emotionally distance ourselves from situations that trigger us. When you say let them, you're practicing emotional detachment. You create a mental gap between your emotions and the situation at hand, allowing yourself to observe what's happening without being consumed by it. The result, you reclaim calm, clear-headed, and in control of your actions. The true power lies in our response. Let them doesn't mean giving away control. It means reclaiming it. So by choosing how we respond, by not feeding the anger, the hatred, or negativity, we exercise the ultimate power over ourselves. All right, so third part of this is the let me, is the power move, and deciding how you are going to operate. How do you show up? How do you protect your energy? And I said this to a friend of mine on a side note the other day. I said, no one's coming. No one's coming for you. And, you know, she felt a particular way about it. And with me, I felt like it wasn't triggering. Like, this is not, it's not a victim thing. No one's coming. The power is in you. And so that's something that she talks about in this. So when you say let them, you make a conscious decision not to allow other people's behavior to bother you. When you say let me, you take responsibility for what you do next. What I love about the let me is that it immediately shows you what you can control: your attitude, your behavior, your values, your needs, your desires, and what you want to do in response to what just happened. So let me is all about self-awareness, compassion, empowerment, and personal responsibility. Let them and let me. The more you allow people to live their lives, the better your life will get. The more control you give up, the more you gain. The let them theory is not about superiority at all. It's about balance. Balance and I have a tricky relationship because I feel like balance and boundaries are two different things, but it's about making room for both you and somebody else. It's about giving other people the space and the grace to live their lives and then giving yourself the same. All right. All right. So number 4, step 4 of this. So how do we apply the let them to our teams? Okay, so let them be who they are. Let people be people. Hold space for change to happen. When you give control up, you gain it. This can be true when sending messages, dealing with crabby hosts, recruiting team members and customers. Lead by example. Negativity follows negativity. Positivity follows positivity. So how do I motivate my team? This is like towards the very end of the book. Whether you're leading an executive team, the night shift at a warehouse, training one new employee, or trying to manage a little league team, the answer is the same. It's all based on how you show up in that role. It's all about empowering your team while providing the structure that they need. It's about letting go of control without abandoning responsibility. And it all starts with you. So that's my piece of the let them theory. But in addition to that, just today, actually, after Claudia had asked me to speak about this today, I was listening to another podcast from Mel Robbins, and she had another doctor lady on, and she spoke something about the 5 V's of happiness. And I just wanted to like throw this in there because I think that it's really important. So the 5 V's of happiness: validation. How do you feel? Whatever is going on around you, how does it make you feel? Okay, number 2 is venting. Talk about it. Whatever it is, talk about it. Pray, meditate, see a therapist, release the emotion. Okay, number 3 is values. What fills your cup? I've been talking a lot about this on my social media because I've been going through a whole journey all on my own as well. But what fills your cup? If something doesn't fill your cup, get rid of it. Okay, when was the last time you felt full and fed? Vitals is number 4. How many bodies did God give us? 1. Now we have to take care of it. So choose food that nourishes your body. Choose food that nourishes your body and take care of your body. Okay, number 5 is vision. Plan your happiness. I don't know about you, but if I don't get my DMOs done in the morning, I feel all out of whack during the day.
Andrew, I think we lost you a little bit when you lost your ear pod. If you want to go dig it out. There you go.
Okay, sorry.
Can you hear
You're
me
good.
okay?
Yeah.
All right. So so the last one is vision. So plan your happiness. So I don't know about you, but if I don't get my DMOs done in the morning, I feel all out of whack throughout the day. So plan your day and plan your happiness. It could be something small and it could be something big. Celebrate your wins, big or small. Plan joy. Okay, what makes you joyful? Is it an incentive trip? Okay, if we don't have things to look forward to in the future, we will be stuck in our past. And that's all I have for you.
I think they're loving it, Andrea. So let me
Thank you,
just
thank you, Andrea.
she did great, right? So let me just add two things that I love about this chapter. And one is if you are afraid of other people's opinions, I don't want to go live. What if they see my kitchen? What if, my Aunt Susie at the next family reunion is going to tell me, like, you look so silly going live? Oh, I don't want to send a message to this person because what if I see her at the grocery store the next day? The one thing I highlighted says, when you allow your fear of what other people think to stop you from doing what you want to do, you become a prisoner to other people's opinions. Okay. And there's a couple segments here that I actually sent to some people because I know there are some people, and feel free to raise your hand. You are overworked, you're tired, you're burned out, and you just think that this is how life has to be. People are exhausted, people are tired, they go home, they can barely get dinner on the table just to wash, rinse, repeat, and leave the office again and be tired again the next day. So there's a couple sections in here that speak to those people. It says, who's responsible for your career? That's right, you are. So you have to stop being mad and choose what you're going to do about it. And then he says, you do not have to stay in any job that makes you feel frustrated, demoralized, or stressed, and you shouldn't. Let me go get it. And then it talks about that. And then the other thing I thought was great, it says, he says you can act like, oh, she says you can act like a toddler and call your boss every name in the book, but the harsh truth is that you're the one to blame because you're choosing to stay in a job that makes you miserable. That's on you. And you want to know what else is on you? You're just your dumb excuses for why you're not looking for another job. You have so much more power than you think. It's time to start acting like it. When you say let them, you stop trying to control what someone else is doing. When you say let me, you take responsibility for how to respond to it, which is not always obvious. And if you stay in that job, who controls your future? That's right, your boss, Steve. So I thought that was kind of cute. But yes, there's always another option. Nobody should live to just work. Okay. So I don't know who needed permission to hear that tonight. So
Can
all
I
right,
can I just can I say something very quickly?
yeah,
I just
real
feel like
quick,
I
we're
have
running
to.
out of time. Go ahead.
Sorry, but this is one reason I tell people they need to join our team, like the personal development. And like I was telling my fiance, you need to be a part of our meetings because you need to hear it from somebody else. But thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. I know some of you guys are like, oh my God, can we just get to this booking training already? But I promise you, like 95% of this business is all up here and 5% of skill set. Okay. So anyway, so it looks like we drove Mel Robbins sales up tonight, which is great. So, but anyways, hopefully you enjoyed this segment. So thank you, Andrea. All right, on to bookings we go. For those of you guys that were waiting for this, we got some extra booking tips for you guys tonight. First of all, I shared this last week. I just want to remind you guys that we have, again, in case you forgot about it, I know we get really excited the first week of the month and then we kind of forget about all the things. So we have this $39 gift, and Paper Chef did a little cute video showing what they're putting in host card. So I saw a video of a medium bar pan, a medium stone, and a heart-shaped stone. So it sounds like they're putting a lot of stoneware in as free gifts that you do not have to pay for. But time is kind of ticking, right? So if you follow our calendar schedule, our parties start on Friday. So we can continue to use this upgrade to book parties for this Friday and next Friday, and then we're done. These parties have to go, they have to qualify, they have to be set up at least as a February start date, and they have to be submitted by February 28th. I would say the 26th or the 27th. Don't wait until last minute or they will lose out. Okay. No ifs, no buts, nothing. There won't be like, oh, I lost power. Paper Chef doesn't care. Okay. So get it in early. So run with that. And the time is ticking. So I'm going to give you a couple more tips tonight. Number one, if you have not gone through your past hosts, I just bumped the video again today on the Facebook group. If this is more for those that maybe have been around at least for a year or two, you need to go back to your past hosts and rebook them as like a host appreciation thing. But anybody here want to create huge momentum, like maybe you want to promote a director, or you're a new consultant, you want to pay off debt, you want to earn all the rewards, you want to go to conference and walk the stage, you want to earn a trip. Like, is anybody here looking to just kind of get things going and light things on fire? Okay. So it is time. We just did a leadership retreat, and every time somebody was like, I had to start over, they were like, I went to Facebook and I printed out my friends list, right? You guys remember that? So, first of all, you should always be growing your friends list, suggesting friends and groups, and even if it's 5 a day, whatever Facebook allows. But it's time for that, okay? It is time to max out your messages every single day. And if you currently don't have parties, or maybe you want to do a couple parties and a couple friends lists, these words are already in the booking document, which is at the top of the calendar. So if you don't know where that is, please reach out to your recruiter. But it is time to reach out to those friends and just say, hey, happy Share the Love Month. Betsy, I'm spreading some love today, and you are on my list. I've got a special surprise for you worth $39, but you have to message me back as soon as you see this so I can reveal it. Are you in? Drop me a heart below and let's go. Does it sound familiar? Sound familiar to someone? Something like that? So what do you say? You say woohoo. Okay, the follow-up game doesn't change. You just take out the previous host name. So your woohoo is the same. Your dog follow-up picture, your green hearts, your orange hearts, the no time is the same. But when Pampered Chef gives us a gift like this, you run. Okay. When they give us a recruiting opportunity like last month, you run, right? When they give you double sales points, you sell. Now they're giving you a booking gift, you book because you want to book so you can sell, so you can find new people to join this awesome community. All right. So who here is going to print out their Facebook friends list? And in addition to your parties, or if you have no parties, you start with that. Now, don't ask me how to print it out. It changes every year. So if somebody wants to create a video, I don't know, go to Facebook, look at friends and print it out. It might be 500 pages. I don't know. Some people copy paste it, put it in a spreadsheet. If anybody does anything like that and you're so techie that you want to record it, we would be grateful. Please share it with me and I'll add it to the document or share it on the bullet train as well. Okay. Looks like some people already did that, but new consultants, this is for you. Okay. This is a great way to kickstart your business as well. And then we came up with another fabulous booking post. Okay. So you can crop this little thing here. I mean, you can take a screenshot of it maybe, or crop it from your computer, or, we'll get you a better graphic. But you want to do this after you feed Facebook, okay? So if you are not consistently posting on Facebook, don't post this yet. You may want to ask something like, actually, I saw a fun post today. It said, I don't have breadcrumbs. What should I put in my meatloaf? Or something. Or I want to substitute egg. Or I don't know. Do you celebrate Valentine's Day or not? Like, you want to ask some engaging things, and maybe tomorrow night you can do this booking post. So basically, you take a graphic, you take a screenshot of this or the picture, and you say, I have a goal to give 20 of these mystery gifts away. Who wants one? Right. And guess what? They say me, 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 me. You can do this in your parties. You can do this in your old parties. You can do this in your VIP group. You can do it wherever, whatever groups people let you post in. All right. And then guess what you do? It's Happy Share the Love Month, right, Bobby? It's the same message, but this is just a booking post to see if you can generate something. Now, what I always say is if you post it and you get no traction, take it down. We don't want dead salesy posts on our newsfeed or recruiting posts. Like, if we're not getting any traction, take it down, try a different post, change the word a little bit, and make it your own. You could even hold up a box and put a mystery, question mark on it. Like, you guys are creative. Have some fun with it, okay? But you should do it, all right? So if you've been semi-active on Facebook, you could post that tonight, and you'll probably wake up to lots of comments. Make sure you reply to every comment to boost your algorithm as well, okay? So you guys ready to have some fun with that? Extra little booking posts? Okay, good. And again, if you don't get anything, that doesn't mean that we stop doing what's on the calendar. This is just a little sprinkle on top. If you post it and you get 0 comments, it doesn't mean that, again, let them, right? Let them scroll by and you go figure out how to get your bookings a different way. So hopefully you're excited. So you guys ready to ramp up your bookings? We're looking for more parties for this Friday and next Friday. And you want lots of parties because we're going into March and March is going to be amazing. We can't talk about that yet, but I need you to have lots of parties. Okay. That's all I'm going to say. All right. All right. So, also a final reminder, to do a, if you want to do a last chance, we used to call them last chance first glance back in the cooking show days, but you can highlight all the products that are going away, like the cast iron enamel. There's a big piece. It's going away. So I know I don't think I've done anything at all yet with this sale. So if you needed a reminder, like Claudia needed a reminder, we still got 2 weeks to sell those items. You can also look at your order history and you can type in those item numbers and you can see who's ordered any of these cast iron enamel pieces. They may want to finish their collection before they go away, right? May not be a bad idea to highlight some of those items that are going away. You can take a screenshot of this. We'll post the pictures, but these are 2 graphics that you can use for regular and online orders, right? All the discounts are on the left. And then if you do a shared rewards party or something, you can use the graphics on the right, and we'll get those posted in places so you can just kind of take a look at those. All right. So you guys excited? It is only the 12th. Okay. So if you are here and you're like, February sucks. All right. We don't wait and move to March. We just do the next right thing. And we can try to catch up a little bit and do that. Okay. I know I needed a reminder because I have not put any effort in the sales since so far, just the $39 upgrade. So I think we can all use that reminder as well. All the coffee items, all those things are going away. So make sure you get through those. All right. Okay, so we talked about Andrea. All right, let's talk about actually, let me see how much time I have. Let me skip this and go to conference first in our testimony. So conference is open. If you want to join the biggest team event of the year, we have a special Get Your Sparkle On event with DJ and dinner, and it'll just be a big sparkly party. We would love to have you. And yes, you can bring whoever you want. You just got to buy them a ticket. All right. Just no kids under 18. All right. But speaking of conference, registration is open. So if you know you're going, put going in the chat. And if you're on the fence, I asked one of our first-time attendees last year, Director Nicole Henderson, to share a little bit about her first conference experience. So Nicole, you here?
I am here.
All right. What did you think? Oh, look at your shirt. Let's see that shirt. Yep, you got the new merch. I love it. Looks so fun. All right, tell them about your first conference experience.
Okay, I've got it all wrote down because otherwise it's just been a day. But hey everyone, can you believe that conference is only 153 days away? I'm beyond excited and can't wait to see everyone in person again. For those of you who are new to the PC family, welcome. You've probably heard all the buzz about conference and wondering, what's so cool about it and why should you go? When I first joined in May of 23, I was in your shoes. I had no idea what conference was all about or why everyone was so excited. I heard things like they got to see the new products. People were meeting our PC family face to face, and there was amazing training opportunities. I didn't fully grasp what that all meant. And to be honest, I was terrified to go. I'm naturally shy, and the thought of meeting everyone in person was overwhelming. Plus, with 3 kids and a husband who works as a lineman, I didn't think it was something I could pull off. Looking back, I realized I could have worked it out with my family sooner. It's easy to come up with the reasons not to go, but if you talk it over with your spouse, your family, your friends, you'll be amazed at how many solutions you can come up with. I know it's hard to leave your kids. I get it. Or like to figure out who can help you, but it's possible. If you're thinking about going, start saving early. When I talked with Brandy, she suggested saving around $1,000, and that would be for registration, travel, accommodations, meals, and extras like souvenirs from the PC store, which is super cool, by the way. I scored one of their orange bog bags, and they sold out like right away. So I'm super glad that I got in line to get one of those. And don't forget, these expenses are tax deductible, so save your receipts. Now, when it was finally time for my first conference in 2024, I was all in. I signed up for everything I could and made the most of my experience. We kicked things off with the bullet train event, with the boat tour on the Chicago River, which was a blast. We had dinner, and they took us down the river, and there was fireworks and dancing and food and drinks and mingling. It was it was an unforgettable experience. And then Thursday morning, I had signed up for a home office tour, which is awesome. So I got to go do that. And when we were going through, we actually got to sample some of the new fall products, which we didn't realize right away. So that was pretty cool too. The trainings are incredible. They're full of tips and tricks from leaders and home office crew. But my favorite part by far were the breakout sessions. After promoting to director right after conference in 2023, um, I had the privilege of walking across the stage for the first time. Talk about nerve-wracking, but also such a rewarding experience. The cheers and excitement from everyone made it all worth it. And of course, we got to see Donna, Claudia, and Leah earn their Circle of Honor awards, and Donna earning the Legacy Award was beyond inspiring. There's so many happy tears that day, and my heart still bursts just thinking about it. But honestly, what I love most was just hanging out with our group. There's something special about being surrounded by your PC family, working, laughing, crying, and sharing some of the best moments of our lives. It's something you can't truly understand until you experience it for yourself. So if you're on the fence about attending, I can tell you from personal experience, don't miss it. There's no better way to feel the love, support, and passion of this community. Conference isn't just about the workshops and celebrations. It's about growth, connection, and the unforgettable experience of being together. I am so glad I didn't miss Conference 2023, and I'm already counting down the days until this year's event. I hope to see many of you there.
Oh, thank you. Yay. I know, so fun, so exciting, so many fun memories for sure. So, um, here is it's right on your back office. I mean, you can't miss the registration link. So here are the prices. You can use PC dollars. And everybody is, once the hotels open, people choose where they're going to stay. Typically, most of us stay at the Hyatt. That's where if we get a suite, that's where the suite is. That's where a lot of team members are. But Paperchuck will have hotels for you. So that way you get some cheaper rates as well. All right. Awesome. Thanks, Nicole. If you're on the fence, reach out to your upline, reach out to your recruiter, reach out to your director. The first one is the most overwhelming experience probably ever, the scariest thing you've ever done. For some people, like travel by themselves for the first time, they get on a plane for the first time, they go to the big city for the first time. But it is totally, totally worth it. All right, let me end by telling you a fun little story, okay? One that really got me thinking about what we do here, right? So the other day, I drove Gigi, my daughter, to dance, and one of her buddies was, it's like, oh, is your friend still going to do dance? And she's like, yeah, I think she is. She just doesn't like the practices. She only likes the stage and the competition, right? She said, I love competition, love being on stage, but I hate doing the practices. And in that moment, it kind of hit me. I was like, oh my God, this is exactly like our business, right? People love the spotlight. They love the big moments. They love the promotions. They love the recognition. We love the paychecks. We love the free trips, the celebrations. But when it comes to the daily work, the boring stuff, right? Like doing the things on the calendar, asking your host again to join the party, asking your host again to invite more people, following up because people ignored you, booking more parties, starting to track some numbers, showing up for calls, which I hope are not boring. But that's where we struggle, right? And the truth about success is the boring work matters, okay? So you don't get to step on a stage, you don't get to be celebrated, you don't get to be a testimony if you don't put things in practice. And if you think about whether it's dance teams or my son plays basketball, any sports, anything, those who show up to practice every day, to do the rehearsals, those who drill the same routine over and over and over and over again, who kind of stretch when they don't feel like it, they still do the things, who fix their mistakes even when nobody's watching, right? And that's exactly the same thing in this business. The people that you see winning, the ones hitting the promotions, the ones earning the trips, the ones you just saw recognized, they are not lucky, okay? They aren't just waking up with magical results handed to them every morning, like, here you go, here are your sales for the day, right? Here are your double points for the day. They're doing the boring work every single day. Am I right or am I right, you people that get recognition, right? They send their messages when they don't feel like it. They show up to trainings, even if like they just rushed to this training tonight. The house is a disaster out there. Kids are screaming. Husband is wrangling. That kind of happens at my house sometimes, right? Things are not done out there, but they still show up to trainings even when they're busy. They still book parties even when business is slow. They book parties when business is great. They have conversations with people. This morning on DMO, somebody said, I did a voice clip, right? And she didn't die. She was so excited. They stick to their DMOs even when we're tired, burned out. It's not always glamorous, friends. It is not always glamorous. But it's what's going to get you on that big stage one day. It's what's going to get you to cross that stage at conference as a new director, or excellence achiever, or first-time attendee, right? And again, the difference between those who win and those who don't, the difference between those who hit their goals and those who don't, it's not talent, it's not luck, it's not magic. It's the decision to show up when most people won't. We have 2,000 consultants on this team, and there's 163 guys of you on this call. You already decided to show up when most people won't. So give yourself a round of applause for that tonight, right? So success is not just about the spotlight and building the spotlight, okay? It's building that practice, especially when no one else is watching, right? And if I just were to come into your office, what would I see, right? But you might act different, right? Like, oh my God, Claudia Bazaar's coming to my house. Let me do this. Let me have my calendar set up. Let me look like I'm working, right? But it's about working when no one else is watching. It's the discipline of doing those daily things that add up to the big wins. All right, so I have a little challenge for you guys. Anybody here willing to practice? I want to ask you tonight, are you willing to practice? Are you willing to do the boring things that nobody's going to clap for? It's kind of like cleaning your house. It's boring. Nobody's going to clap for it, but you need a clean house, right? Are you willing to show up daily, even when the results are not instant? Because let me tell you something that I know 120%. If you only do the work when it's fun, you'll never make it to the big stage. You'll never make it to earning a trip or being recognized or whatever, if you only do it when it's fun and you feel like it. But if you commit to showing up for the work, even when it's not exciting, you are going to be the one that is going to stand in that spotlight one day, whether it's on a stage, a call, a post, a recognition post, right? You are going to be reaping all those rewards. You will be the one that others look and say, wow, how'd she do that? How did Jennifer Clemens recruit 16 people last month? How'd she do that? How does Andrea keep promoting directors? How'd she do that? Right? It's because they're doing the boring things over and over and over again every single day. So ask yourself right now, what are those practices in your business that you have been avoiding? What are they? What are the boring things you need to get consistent with? Because guess what? It is practice time, friends. Are you ready? Put practice time in the chat. And only those who are going to show up for practice, all right? You don't show up for dance practice or basketball practice, you're not going to make it on the team, friends. You would tell your kids the same thing. Why are you telling yourself something different? Would you not? You want to make it on that team? You better practice. So don't tell yourself something different than you wouldn't tell your kids or your loved ones. So it's practice time. Only those that practice will get those results. So let's get to work. All right, friends. Let's get you on that stage and let's get to work. All right. What's the word of the call? I must book more. Let's go out there, friends. Text your recruiter right now, your upline, your sightline, however you communicate with them, your group chats. I must book more and practice. I want to add and practice and practice. All right. Practice, 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 and you will get better. So I must book more. Go ahead and text that to your upline right now. So, all right, friends, thanks for joining us for another fun 212. And if you're staying on to work with the night crew, I will pass it on to Peggy. Good night, everyone.
Thank you. I had a great time.